The thought of my dog's mortality scares me. This is Raffles. I've had her since she was a little bouncy puppy. 2011 was a particularly difficult year for me, as I tried to figure myself out. Where was I going? What was I doing with my life? And all those existential questions. Then my world grew dark as my grandfather passed away suddenly. A grandparent's passing shouldn't be such a surprise after all. Death is a part of life, but I was completely unprepared. You see, my grandparents were larger than life. I always believed I'd be doubled over and in my 70s, and they'd be paying my health bills. So my world came crashing down around me. Everyone was still recovering when my grandmother passed on shortly after. What can I say? She was heartbroken and missed my grandfather too much. I was at a loss and began to spiral. I thought back to my childhood. What were the few things that kept me happy? One of them was writing and the other dogs. I couldn't live without them. After a conversation with a friend who convinced me I was an adult and could have my own dog, I began the search for Raffles. This search ended in April 2013, when a friend and I picked her up. This friend has since passed on, but he was the one who helped pick Raffles' name, so it's even more special. As Raffles approaches the age of, I want to say 10, I am aware that my dog is in her golden years. She is ever more closer to death. Let's be frank about it. I used to avoid the topic of death. In my childhood, I had two amazing dogs, Whiskey and Schnapps. The most brilliant dogs you've ever met. Whiskey was the first to go. We cried for days. Schnapps' decline was slow. He went off to a vet for a checkup, as he'd slowed down remarkably and seemed in distress. I got back home from school that day, and he wasn't there. My grandfather calmly explained it was cancer. I shut down after that. They made the mistake of trying to get another dog to heal the wound, which is the worst thing you can do. When I finally got Raffles many years later, it was great, but I was dreading the day she would leave. How would it happen? How painful would it be? Would I need proximity to friends to cope? I'd start thinking about it and my mood would get really low. I dared not speak to my friends about it, as I know one of them had never mentioned the death of her two very beloved dogs in close proximity to each other. Advice on how to deal with the situation came in the most unexpected way. There is a very poignant scene in the Golden Girls series. In case you've never heard of it, it's an 80s television series based in the United States. It centered around 4 older women who chose to live together. In today's world, I doubt it would be a hit, but it is an absolute brilliant series. In a particular episode, Dorothy Spornak, who is the head honcho of the group, is called by a friend to assist in her suicide. Her friend admits she is tired and there is nothing to live for. She has done it all. I will always remember Dorothy's response. I don't want to be here for your death, but let me be here for your life, or something to that effect. These words stuck with me, and it was a good lesson to learn. In Nigeria, in the Yoruba culture, death isn't a sadness. It is a goodbye, but more importantly, it's a celebration of one's life. But then you must have lived it to the fullest. You must have given, received, been bountiful, been healthy, and had unparalleled experiences. I remember my grandfather's funeral. It was a 5-day celebration of his life. With food, many guests, dancing, singing, and people paying tribute. My great-grandmother's funeral was the same. When one has passed, you mourn them, but most importantly, you celebrate their life. But then, they have to have had a good life to celebrate. This is one of the reasons why I decided to take Raffles and Guinness on this journey. It's great we're experiencing it all together, the highs and the lows. We go on walks, I'm cooking them lavish meals, a lot more. I'm cycling again, I'm skating again, and Raffles loves being in that front basket like a princess. I took advice from Dorothy and the Golden Girls and decided to be there for the lives of my dogs and enjoy every single moment. Help her enjoy and celebrate her life, and that is what I'm doing now, and she's loving it. All the new areas, new smells, new peeing spots. She's absolutely loving it.